सबसे तेज मैथ्स विद तेज इस वीडियो में आपका स्वागत है। मेरा नाम है तेजस्विनी उमा सुधीर. Today in this particular video we are going to be doing a bullet short revision of this chapter which is called linear inequations. So in this chapter we will be going through what are the things you must keep in mind, what is the main concept you should know, what are the mistakes that have been made by your seniors, super seniors, and you should not make those same mistakes, and we will go through some important questions which you have to practice along with me. So please take out your notebooks and pens and let's get started. Okay, so what is an inequality? An inequality is basically something which is, you know what is, let me first start the annotation. Now, you know what is greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. You know all that very well. Let's just do a quick recap. This is greater than, this is less than, this is greater than or equal to, this is less than or equal to, right? So you could say that 9 is greater than 8. Here you can say 7 is less than 8. 9 is greater than or equal to 9. Basically, it means it can either be greater than or equal to. That is what is greater than or equal to. Lesser than or equal to means it is lesser than or equal to. That's what this one means, right? You know all these signs of inequality very well. Now we have to go through what is linear inequality. Linear means degree 1. What does degree 1 mean, Didi? What it means is that if you have a variable x and it has a degree 1, it is called linear. Okay? If you have a variable with degree 2, it is called quadratic. Right? This is something you will be using in your next chapter. If you have something with degree 3, this is called a degree of the variable. If you have something with a degree 3, you know it is cubic in nature. You will later on in the chapter of polynomials, you will learn all of this in more detail, right? So for now, I only want you to know we are talking about linear inequality. मतलब inequality जहाँ पे वेरिएबल डिग्री वेरिएबल का डिग्री 1 होता हो, और inequality का मतलब क्या है? Whenever greater than or less than or greater than or equal to or less than or equal to is used, it is known as inequality. For example, ax plus b is greater than 0. This is a linear inequation. लीनियर इनइक्वेशन का मतलब होता है जहां पे ग्रेटर देन और लेस देन ऐसा कोई रिलेशन हो, और इंस्टेड ऑफ हैविंग जस्ट इक्वल टू x plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is a normal equation. This is an inequality and यहाँ पे a should be greater than 0, because अगर equal to 0 हो, basically what I mean is that a should not be equal to 0. It can be greater than or less than 0, but it should not be equal to 0. So ax plus b greater than 0 is an example of a linear inequation. Now, ये सब तो बहुत बेसिक हो गया, आप सबको पता ही होगा. Now let me come to what are the facts, the important things you must remember with respect to linear inequation. Please take out your notebooks and pens and write down each of these points I'm telling you. आपको बस ये simple points याद रखने चाहिए, ठीक है? Transposing terms. Basically, what I mean is that if you have certain variables on one side of the equation, for example, you have an equation x square plus 3 is equal to 2x. Okay, I'm taking an example with a quadratic equation, but it's the same thing which applies. You have x square plus 3x is equal to 2x. You want to bring this 2x to this side. यहाँ पे it is positive. When you bring it this side, x square minus 2x plus 3 is equal to 0 हो जाएगा. Basically, right side पे जब था, it was positive in nature. When you move it to the other side, it becomes opposite sign, which is negative. Or let me give you another example. You have 3 3x plus 4 is equal to minus x. This is your equation, or for example, let's take a inequality is less than minus x. Now you are bringing this one, you want to bring it to the left hand side. Right hand side pe it is negative, you want to bring it to the left hand side. So minus x agar right side pe ho, so when you move it to the left side, it will become minus x will become plus x. So 3x plus x plus 4 is less than, यहाँ पे बस 0 बचा, so 0. So you have 4x plus 4 is less than 0. This is your inequation. So basically what I mean to say is that अगर एक side पे हो and it is positive in nature, जब ये दूसरा side पे आए तब it will become negative. If it was negative on one side and you're moving it to the other side, it will change its sign and become positive. This is just the first point which you need to remember for this particular chapter. ये बहुत आपको काम आएगा, so please understand it well. If you do not understand any point that I'm saying, please go back in the video, watch it again, and I'm sure you will be able to understand it. Okay? Next, multiplication or division by positive number. What does this mean? Suppose I have an equation x plus 5 is equal to, or inequation से ही समझाती हूँ, x plus 5 is less than 2x plus 3. Okay, and I am saying that I want to multiply this entire equation by 2. 2 is a positive number. So basically it will become 2x plus 5 2s are 10 is less than 2 2s are 4x plus 3 2s are 6. Basically, there is no change in the inequality or any sign anywhere when a particular inequation is multiplied by a positive number. That is what I want all of you to keep in mind. The sign of the inequality remains the same. Okay? Now, what will happen when there's multiplication or division by a negative number? Negative number matlab it can be -1, -2, etc. The sign of the inequality will get reversed. For example, you have the same equation. I am multiplying it by -2. So it is -2x minus 10. यहाँ पे लेस देन और इक्वल टू है तो यहाँ पे ग्रेटर देन और इक्वल टू होगा -4x -6. The inequality का sign जो है is reversed when it is multiplied or divided by the same negative number. What is the next and very important thing that you need to remember? When does the sign of inequality change? कब चेंज होगा? यहाँ पे हमने देखा कि yes, साइन चेंज होता है, और कहाँ पे ये साइन चेंज होगा? If the sign of each term on both sides of an inequation is changed, the sign of the inequality gets reversed. Basically, what I mean is that दोनों साइड पे साइन चेंज हो, then inequality से चेंज होगा. For example, यहाँ पे भी नेगेटिव चेंज हुआ, यहाँ पे भी नेगेटिव चेंज हुआ. Basically, there was a change, and therefore the sign of the inequality changes. These are the things I want you to remember. Now, you may be finding it very difficult to understand theoretically, so we will try to understand with the help of questions that we will be solving. Okay, before that, these are some things you have to remember. Very often when they are giving you a question on linear inequalities, they will give you x belongs to w, or x belongs to n, x belongs to r. Those are some things they may give you. You have to understand what each of these terms mean. Okay, let's start. What is whole number? W. Whole number means every number which goes from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to infinity. These are all called as whole numbers. So basically, these numbers include 0 and they go from 0 to infinity. These are known as whole numbers and they are denoted by the letter W. Okay. Next, you have natural numbers. Natural numbers are those which are very simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 0 include नहीं होगा. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to infinity. Basically 1 to infinity. They are talking about the numbers that you're normally doing, counting numbers. These are known as natural numbers. Okay. Please remember this. It is denoted by the letter n. Next, you have integers. Integers are basically numbers which do not have decimal places, and they are going, that means they do not have any fractional part. 1.2, 3.5, those are not integers. Integers are basically 1, 2, 3, 4, dot, dot, dot. You also have 0. You also have -1, -2, -3, dot, 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 dot. Basically positive negative दोनों count होंगे. See, whole numbers में 0 and then the positive part 1 to infinity. Natural में 1 to infinity. Integers में 1 to infinity, 0 and even negative numbers, but her number should be an integer. मतलब it should not have any fractional or decimal part. Okay. Next. So basically you can say that natural numbers is like a subset of whole numbers. If you do not know what a subset means, it basically means एक पूरे pool में it is a part. Similarly, so basically natural numbers includes everything of whole numbers except for 0. 0 whole number में है, natural number में नहीं है. Integers also like a entire thing, उसके उसमें एक part is a whole number, natural number सब उसके अंदर आते हैं in a sense. If you have to understand it that way. Real numbers can be positive, they can be negative. Everything is a real number. They can have integers. Basically integers are allowed, fractions are allowed, basically, which means that even decimals are allowed. What is not allowed, Didi? Basically what is not allowed is that you are not allowed anything which is complex numbers is not allowed. कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर्स का मतलब क्या होता है, a प्लस आई बी, दैट फॉर्मेट के जो नंबर्स होते हैं ना, कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर्स, दोज आर नॉट अलाउड इन रियल नंबर्स. बाकी सब कुछ रियल नंबर्स के अंदर आता है. ओके. नेक्स्ट, this is a very important thing. Each one of you have to know how to draw a number line, because most of the questions on linear inequations, especially the ones which will come in section B, will mainly be based on solve the linear inequation and then draw it, show it in the number line. That will be like the most important thing. So how do we draw this number line? First of all, number line का मतलब क्या होता है? You have a number line, you can draw a straight line, and then whichever, it doesn't mean that in every single time you need to draw from -5 to 5, or there's no such thing. For example, if your answer lies between -2 and 3, suppose I'm saying that okay fine, x belongs to -2, 3. Okay, then you can draw -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 4. Okay, now the question is, what is the symbols in which are for this particular inequation? Is it that -2 is less than x is less than 3, or is it -2 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 3, or is it -2 is less than x is less than or equal to 3, or is it -2 is less than or equal to x is less than 3? So मतलब ये सारे possibilities होते हैं, either it's less than or equal to, or it is less than. So how do you denote this on the number line? Hollow circle, that means circle without anything inside, is to denote less than or greater than. Okay. Darkened circle, matlab circle with filling it inside, is to denote greater than or equal to and less than or equal to. Okay. For example, -2 is less than x less than 3. So I will draw one danda here and I will put a circle. Then I will draw less than 3, matlab hollow circle. I will put a danda here and I will join these two dandas. Basically to suggest that -2 is less than x is less than 3, and both are not including the number itself. It's a hollow circle. Just less than is the only inequality present. Suppose it is minus 2 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 3. Then I will fill these circles, it will become this particular inequality. Okay? Did you understand what I mean? How do you do this? I have one more thing to tell you, which you can use for your representation. Now, if I say that the equation that we get as the answer is minus 2 is less than or equal to x is less than 3. This is the answer that you get. How can you also represent it as x belongs to? You will of course draw the number line. Even if you just write this would be sufficient, and then after you can draw the number line. But there's one more way of representing x belongs to minus 2. Minus 2 is less than or equal to x. Matlab square bracket. Minus 2. Less than 3. Not equal to but only less than 3. So 3 and then this bracket. So basically x belongs to minus 2 comma 3. This is how you will represent. Less than or equal to is represented by a square bracket. Less than is represented by a curved bracket, round bracket. Similarly for greater than, equal to and greater than. Basically greater equal to वाला part होगा तो square bracket use किया जाएगा, और अगर only without the equal to है तो round bracket use किया जाएगा. Similarly hollow circle is used if only greater than or only less than. अगर greater than or equal to, lesser than or equal to होगा तो we will use a darkened circle. Okay, is this clear? See, this chapter is pretty easy, okay? It is just that some people get intimidated by the type of questions that are asked. Otherwise, it is quite understandable, quite solvable, and this is a short question जो आपको करना पड़ेगा, because all of them, there are not too many varieties नहीं है question में, too many formulas भी नहीं है, बस concept समझ लो और कोई भी question आए आप actually बहुत आसान तरीके से tackle कर पाओगे. Okay, I want you to look at this question on the board while I drink some water. Okay. Yes. So, how will you solve this question? Let me just write it down again for you. In your exam, you will it will be more clear than what I have written it here. So, you have minus x by 5 minus 2 is less than x by 4 minus 3 by 2 is less than minus 5 by 3. And they're also saying that x belongs to real numbers. Real numbers ka matlab kya hai? You have integers, you have positive, you have negative, you have decimals, you have fractions, sab kuch chalega. That is what you mean by real numbers. Okay. Now, how do you solve this question? First of all, whatever is the group of terms which are there on one side of an inequality, you try to make them all having a common, ये कुछ आंख में चला गया, having a common denominator. Okay, so you have minus x by 5 minus 2, so you do LCM. Minus x minus 10 by 5 is less than, यहाँ पे it's just between the two inequalities, इनका LCM करो. 2x you can also do into 2, but I would rather do the LCM. Okay, will be just easier, so that you have one set of things to follow. That ठीक है, just cross multiply and multiply the denominators. That is the thing, the standard operating procedure which I want you to follow. Okay, 2x minus 12 divided by 4 2s are 8 is less than, यहाँ पे एक ही term है तो बस एक ही term लिखना है. Right? Now, after you're done with doing this LCM and finding one term, पहले था दो term, now you have just one term, right? Now what you do is that you take one inequality separately, solve it, then take the next inequality separately, solve it. That is how you have to proceed. Okay, I will say minus x minus 10 by 5, I'm just rewriting it, is less than 2x minus 12 by 8. Again, cross multiply. So when you cross multiply, you get minus 8x minus 80 is less than 5 2s are 10x minus 12, 24, 30, 40, 60. Right? I would always prefer it if my x is positive. Okay, that makes me feel better with life. Okay, that's something which I also want you to follow. So कहाँ पे suppose I bring minus 10x this side, it become minus 10x. I mean 10x यहाँ पे है. When you bring it to the other side, it become minus 10x. Minus 10x minus 8x is minus 18x. Minus है. Okay, so what we will instead do is that minus 8x here, we will bring it that side. So when we bring minus 8x that side, because plus 8x, 8x plus 10x is 18x. So you have less than 18x and automatically एक चीज तो इस तरफ हो तो दूसरे जो numbers होंगे उसको दूसरी तरफ भेजना पड़ेगा. So you have minus 80 here, minus 80 plus 16 is minus 20. Okay. Minus 20. Let me just continue it here. So you have minus 20 here. You can see very clearly that this is 2 tens are, this is 2 nines are. So then we write, we take this below. Because finally we have to separate x, because we are trying to basically find the range of x. That is what a linear inequations does. So we take x, we keep x here and bring this down. So it is minus 10 by 9 is less than x. Minus 10 by 9 is what? Minus 10 by 9 is basically minus 1.1. If you calculate, you'll know. So minus 1.1 is less than x. This is one part of the inequality you have got. Your question is not done yet. Okay. This is just one part of the inequality you have. Now, let us try to solve the next part of the inequality. I'm just rubbing this part. Okay. Next you have 2x minus 12. 2x minus 12 divided by 8 is less than minus 5 by 3. You go to the next line. यहाँ पे space नहीं है, so I'm doing it in the same line. 6x, 3 2s are 6x minus 12, 24, 36 is less than minus 40. Correct? 6x minus 36 is less than minus 40. As I told you, I want my x to generally be positive. So what will I do? I'll keep 6x here. It will be less than minus 40 plus 36. Minus 40 plus 36 is minus 4. Correct? What does this mean? Now I want x separately. So x is less than minus 4 by 6. So basically x is less than minus 2 by 3, which is basically x is less than minus 2 by 3. Minus 2 by 3 in fractions, just for having an understanding, is minus 0.67, right? How did I get this? Easy. Minus 2 by 3, you divide 2 by 3, you will get 0 point, then 20, 3 6 are 18, it will become 0.66666, which we say is 0.67. So this is the other part of the inequality. Now let us write it together. Let me just erase this part so that we can write whatever we have found together. Okay. मेरी एनर्जी कम हुई है पर आपकी एनर्जी कम नहीं होनी चाहिए. Okay. Okay, let's go get started. So we have minus 10 by 9 is less than x is less than minus 2 by 3, which is basically minus 1.1 is less than, अरे दो बार नहीं चाहिए, 1.1 is less than x is less than minus 0.67. Let us try to represent this on the number line. You have the number line, इतनी बड़ी number line तो चाहिए भी नहीं है. But anyways, now all this you have to try and understand what is the position of minus 1.1. You have 0, you have minus 1, and then right next to minus 1 is minus 1.1 on the left side, right? So let me mark my 0 point. Let me mark my minus 1 point. I am marking it quite far away from each other because nothing else to per se mark. So let us try to do it very neatly. Minus 1.1 will be somewhere here, let's assume. Okay, and it is less than. So we move this here and just put a round. Okay, and then we can write here. Please write here also minus 1.1. Okay. After that, minus 0.67. You have 0, minus 0.5, minus 0.6, minus 0.7, minus 0.8, minus 0.9, minus 1. So minus 0.5 की लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे होगा माइनस 0.67. सो अगर ये 0.5 है तो यहाँ पे कहीं पे minus 0.67 होगा. So we draw one thing here and put it here. Since it's again less than, so it's just a hollow one. And then we add this. Now you may be asked question, see, the reason why we had to go with the decimal places is because it is written that x belongs to R. This is something you must keep in mind. Very often ये तो बहुत ज़्यादा डेसिमल्स में चला गया, बट अगर आपको आसान क्वेश्चन आए तो बहुत सिंपल इंटीजर्स में ही आपको आंसर आएंगे. इट विल बी लाइक -3 इज लेस देन x इज लेस देन 4, ऐसे भी आ सकता है. दिस इज लिटिल मोर जस्ट सो दैट यू गेट यूज्ड टू. अगर यहाँ दिस प्रिसिशन इफ यू गेट यूज्ड टू, वो क्वेश्चन तो बहुत हलवा लगेंगे आपको. ओके, नाउ लेट्स गो टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. The next question is, given that x belongs to z, solve the inequation एक word होता है, and graph the solution on the number line. Okay, let me rewrite this particular question because यहाँ पे you will get greater than or equal to will give like that only. यहाँ पे I had typed it, so I wrote it like this. 3 is greater than or equal to x minus 4 by 2 plus x by 3 greater than or equal to 2. This is your inequality. What did I tell you have to do first? If there are two terms in between, two or multiple terms in between two inequalities, club them into one. LCM karo. Isn't that the case? That's what I had told you. So let's first do the LCM. So 3 is greater than or equal to 3 or 2 hai, so 3x minus 12 plus 2x by 6 is greater than or equal to 2, right? Now let us try and let's just simplify this further. 3 is greater than or equal to 3x plus 2x is 5x minus 12 divided by 6 greater than or equal to 2. This is your inequality. Now let's do separately. Okay, this is the procedure which I want you to follow for any question which comes. Okay, please follow the same procedure. 3 is greater than or equal to 5x minus 12. 5x minus 12 divided by 6. Let us do cross multiplication so that we remove the, see, I'll tell you this after this question. 6 3s are 18 is greater than or equal to 5x minus 12. Let's bring positive 5, x so positive mein hona chahiye, so we bring this side. So plus 12 plus 18, 20, 30. 30 is greater than or equal to 5x. So therefore 30 divided by 5 is 6. X is so basically 6 is greater than or equal to x. So basically it means x is lesser than or equal to 6. This is one equation which we have got. Okay, now let's go to the next part of the equation. 5x minus 12, 5x minus 12 divided by 6 is greater than or equal to 2. Let's solve. 5x minus 12 is greater than or equal to 12. पॉजिटिव ये होना चाहिए तो इसको इस तरफ लाएंगे. 5x is greater than or equal to plus 12 is 24. So 5x is greater than or equal to 24 तो मैंने ऑलरेडी लिख दिया है. So therefore x is greater than or equal to 24 by 5. So therefore x is greater than or equal to 24 by 5. 5 4s are 20. 4 point, then 4 आएगा 40, 4.8. So therefore, I have x less than or equal to 6 and x is greater than or equal to 4.8. How do you write this together? Let's write this together now. So it is basically 4.8 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 6. Okay, and then let us we can also write it x belongs to 4.8 comma 6. And then when we are representing this on the number line, what you can do is you can have 0 1 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, 6 is included, so you do this and then you circle it nicely. Then 4.8 is basically a little less than 5, so you keep it somewhere here. You do this and you circle it and then you go here and you write here, okay, 4.8. Okay, this is how you should solve questions wherein you have. So I will give you a 5 point formula on what exactly should be done. Please listen to this part of the video extremely carefully. Once you have a question on linear inequations, first of all, write whatever is given. Also make a note whether x belongs to z, belongs to r, or it belongs to an integer, or it is belongs to w, or it belongs to n. Please make a note. After that, look at the inequations. Whatever are the terms between the two inequalities, the term this side, in the middle, and in the end, if there are two or more terms, please combine them into one term. How will you combine them into one term? By actually doing cross multiplication to ensure that you all of them have the same denominator. Basically, cross multiply the two denominators and product of the denominator. That's basically cross multiplication, LCM. Okay, once you've done that, you will have one term less than or equal to one term is less than one term. That is how will be the format. Once you have that, take two at a time. You take this is less than this, take that, try to solve that. How will you solve that? If there are denominators in the question, please cross multiply to ensure that all the denominators go away. Unlike where you have within one term, here when you do that, the denominators will actually disappear. So when you cross multiply, like how I have done it, 6 3s are 18 is greater than or equal to 5x minus 12. When I do that, I will have an entire equation. After that, always ensure that x is in the positive side, and whatever ensure that x is positive, and the other terms whatever are there, they can even be a negative, it is okay. Try to find the value or range for x. You will get a value like x is greater than or equal to some value, or x is less than 1 some value, you'll get something like that. Similarly, do it for the other part of the inequation as well. You've done it for this part, do it for this part as well. Once you have done it, then combine the two results that you get. You will get one single equation like this one. Then again cross check what x belongs to. Where does it belong to? Whole numbers, natural numbers, real numbers, integers, what it belongs to, please cross check. Once you have cross checked, try to draw the number line based on that. It is this simple. These are the only things which I want you to follow, and you will be able to solve any question. Do not complicate things for you in your mind by remembering random theorems and formulas. Okay, that's it. Next. Now, let us go to this particular question for the day. This is a little different from the other question that you have done so far. So I want you to first solve this particular question, pause the video, or you can just keep the video on, solve the question, and then I will solve it, and let us see whether you have got the question right as well. I want each one of you to actually write down whatever this, इससे पहले जो मैंने एक 3 point formula बताया था ना कि these are the steps that are to be followed. प्लीज राइट डाउन दो स्टेप्स, बिकॉज जब आप आपके एग्जाम के एक दिन पहले जब आप रिवाइज करो, बस आपको ये स्टेप्स याद रखने पड़ेंगे और आप कोई भी क्वेश्चन आसानी से कर पाओगे. ऑल्सो रिमेंबर व्हाट ईच लेटर मीन्स, लाइक W का मतलब क्या है, N का मतलब क्या है, वो सब आप जान लीजिए. ठीक है, चलो. So solve the following inequality and represent the solution set on the number line. This is the inequality, and it is written x belongs to W. Okay, so 2 into, I'll write the question again for you. 2 into x minus 3 plus 5 is less than or equal to 11 minus, less than or equal to 11 minus x is less than 3x plus 1. Okay, this is my inequality. I do not have any denominators for me to do the LCM, and then it's all just one term, so it is not, there's not going to be any issue. Let me separate the two things. Probably let me just expand this first. 2x minus 6 is less than, okay, 2x minus 6 plus 5 is less than or equal to 11 minus x is less than 3x plus 1. Let me expand it. 2x minus 6 plus 5 is minus 1 is less than or equal to 11 minus x is less than 3x plus 1. Now let me do it separately. So I have 2x minus 1 less than or equal to 11 minus x. I want x to be positive, so 2x है, यहाँ पे minus x है, इसको इस तरफ लाएंगे, so 3x हो जाएगा. 2x plus x is 3x, less than or equal to 11 है, plus 1 12. So therefore I have x is less than or equal to 4. Okay, now I will try to do the next part of the equation. So I have 11 minus x is less 11 minus x is less than 3x plus 1. So I want x to be positive. 3x here, you bring it this side, it becomes 4x. And then I have 11 minus 1, which is 10. So therefore, I have 10 by 4 is less than x. So 10 by 4 is basically 4 2s are 8, 2.5. So therefore, it is the next part of the equation is 2.5 is less than x. So when I am trying to combine both the parts of the equation, what I'm essentially getting is 2.5 is less than x is less than or equal to 4. Okay, this is what I'm getting. This is a decimal. But then it's written in the question that x belongs to w. What does w mean? 0, 1, 2, 3. It means only whole numbers. It does not mean any decimals. So what will I do? It's written 2.5 is less than x is less than or equal to 4. Suppose we did not pay heed to this particular thing. What will be the number line like? You have the number line here. You have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the number line is here. Suppose we did not listen to this, it would be 2.5. 2.5 is somewhere here, we draw a line here. 4 is here, we draw a line here. 4 is less than or equal to, so we shade it completely. 2.5 is less than, so we put it here and then we join it. This would be if x belongs to R. But it is written that x belongs to W. So let's again draw the number line and I'll show you the difference. So I'm again saying 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I mean 5 not required. X is less than or equal to 4 stays the same. It is a whole number. We will do this here. We will highlight क्या बोलते हैं उसको fill करेंगे उसको. Then उसके बाद you have 2.5. 2.5 is not a decimal, so it starts basically from 2.5 with 2.5 not included and goes up to 4. What is the next whole number after 2.5? It is 3. Is 3 included in the equation that we got? Yes. So you have one from here and one from here. Now, should 3 be hollow or filled? 3 is included very much, except that 2.5 was not included, but 3 is included. Because it was not x belongs to R, 2.5 is not included, but 3 is very much included, and therefore 3 will be with a filled. And then you fill this. This will be the answer for x belongs to W. I hope this point is very clear. Okay. That's it from my side for this particular chapter on linear inequations. Please remember the 5 points that I told you. I will urge you to actually write down those points and remember those points extremely well, and not just emulate that in any sum that you do, because then this chapter बहुत हलवा हो जाएगा आप सबके लिए. कोई भी क्वेश्चन आए ये चैप्टर से बहुत मुश्किल नहीं होता है. You just need to understand how to approach these particular questions and you will be able to solve them very easily. Stay tuned to this particular entire series course which I am doing. It's a crash course which is called Maths में सबसे तेज के साथ. Okay, so keep watching. Please like and subscribe so that we also feel motivated to go on in this journey right till the final chapter and your revision, final revision right before your board exam, so that each one of you comes out of your mathematics board exam with a smile on your face. That's what is our motto from our side. Okay, thank you so much for watching.